Chapter 858. No one even dared to aim for the treasure. Getting their hands on a gem or two would be enough to make them a fortune. Besides, everyone was in far less danger with the 3 sanctuary-level cultivators around. Just then, however, someone shouted, "Honorable Masters, please kick these filthy Dachshunds out of here. To have them even dare to go after the treasure in our land is an insult to you, Masters." The crowd's gazes fell on Wilbur and the rest at once. Amongst everyone's darker skin tone, Wilbur and the rest stood out like a sore thumb. Wilbur's expression turned dark immediately. That bastard had mocked them for the second time. Gobu merely smiled. "We're all cultivators here. They can go inside if they want to." Mosa obviously could not say anything against that. Cameron could not help but sigh in admiration. No wonder he's at the sanctuary level. What a cool guy, inside and out. Wilbur sneered, glancing at Mosa again. Cameron shook his head at him. This guy was not even that great of a cultivator, but sure had a temper on him. Maybe they should not have let him join them in the first place. Just then, Gobu and the other 2 sanctuary-level cultivators had already disappeared into the fog. The crowd saw that and scrambled to follow behind them. It would be far too dangerous if they were to lose those masters. Not long after, Wilbur and the rest headed into the Valley of Death as well. Wilbur looked over, taking in the sight of the fog and feeling the energy waves in the air. Even Wilbur himself could see no further than 300 meters ahead of him. His spirit energy seemed to be failing as well, and he was unable to channel much of it. Wilbur frowned. It seemed like the place was far more dangerous than he had thought it would be. "Come on, follow closely," Cameron called out, leading the way. The 3 sanctuary-level cultivators faded in and out of sight amidst the fog, and it seemed like they would lose them any time. Wilbur followed after Cameron emotionlessly. Just like that, the crowd made their way across dozens of miles from the front, and it made everyone's ears ring with pain. They looked up and saw a feral beast leaping out of the fog to pounce on Sheldon. The beast looked like a tiger based on its appearance, but it was far larger than even a rhinoceros. The tiger's body was ripped with muscles. A strong wind kicked up with the force of its leap, enough to crush rocks. Everyone gasped in terror. Just then, Sheldon let out a cry. A terrifying spiritual pressure burst from his body as he let out a strike of his own. A dull sound cut through the air. The attack landed on the tiger's head, and it let out a cry of agony, falling to the ground and taking its last breath within seconds. The crowd could not help but cheer at the sight. What a powerful cultivator! That attack had been terrifying. Sheldon smirked, pleased with himself. The 3 sanctuary-level cultivators turned around to keep on going. Most of the crowd followed behind them, whereas some stayed behind to skin the tiger. The sanctuary-level masters might not have their eye on this, but the others saw it as something worth millions. In fact, the skin of the tiger alone was indeed worth millions. The others who could not get a piece of the skin had no choice but to keep heading forward. Just then, cries of beasts echoed in the air once more. They were followed by several gigantic figures leaping out from the fog toward Sheldon and the other 2 masters. The crowd was shocked, looking ahead of them nervously.